Hello everyone, Rich here, back for part 3 of this HMHS Britannic tutorial. Today's focus is the ship's, well, the beginning of the ship's superstructure, basically. We also do the forecastle deck and the poop deck on the stern as well. And then probably the first deck of the superstructure. But before we do all that, we're going to start by adding the ship's main deck, or the sort of supporting deck for the superstructure, basically. So what we're going to do to add the deck, we're going to go to the inside of the ship's bow at the front of the ship, and if you added the grey line, then you're going to add the deck one block below the grey line. So the grey line at the top here, you can add the deck one block below that, or if you haven't got the grey line, then it's the sixth block down from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So depending if you have the line or not, it's the sixth block down from the top of the hull. So you want to add this deck going from the tip of the bow all the way to the tip of the stern. And this is a pretty hefty deck, so it's going to take a little while to do, even with welding it, really. So if you're doing it by hand, then I suggest you do it now and then come back in a couple of days when it's all finished. But it's sort of a necessity, this deck. So if you just get this one in place, you can do the other decks at the lower decks at a much later date. But this is the main deck, and it's an important one. So I'll do the first few rows and then I'll try and weld it at the rest of it, because it's going to take bloody ages otherwise. So there we go, there's the first few rows. You just want to add that deck, like I said, below the grey line, or the sixth block down from the top, and it goes all the way to the stern. So I shall stand on this block here and try and use the fill tool, and this may work, it may not. So we'll do / fill wood by 3000, and we'll see if that fills the whole thing in. But it may take a while, so yeah, talk amongst yourselves. Right, so there's the deck added, or at least part of it anyway. So going from the front all the way to the back. I don't know if it's gone all the way back, because I know the fill tool is a bit sketchy when it adds decking. So just go all the way to the back end and see if it's all filled in, and judging by what I see here, it is all filled in. So yeah, that's fine. So that's the main deck all added. If I go down to the central section of the ship, you can see the deck is just below the grey line. Now if you're building this as Titanic, like I said in the previous videos, then this grey line will be the yellow line. So it's up to you how you want to proceed with this build. Right, so we're going to go back to the front of the ship now and start our next escapade, which is the forecastle deck, which is the raised deck on the front of the ship. So bear with me while I just adjust my notes, and we'll see how we do. Right, so what we're going to do now is go to the very tip of the bow, and what we're going to do is, like I say, from the tip of the bow, the top block here, we're going to add the deck. Well, add a line of blocks, basically a line of wood blocks, 64 wood blocks long. So from here, just add 64 wood blocks. I won't count it, I'll measure it as I go along. So that's the first block there, and we want 64 of them. So let's build a line all the way back, and hopefully this will all line up fine. So I want 64, like I say. How many is that? That is 72, so I've gone too far already. Then we want that's 64 there. So there we are, 64 long there. And then we want a centre block with white, like so. So that's that there. And then we want to build out to the side with the white. So I'll change this to red so it marks it as the centre. So there we go. And then with the white, you want to build out to the side 20 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. So there's 20 up to the side there. And the same the other side, so 20 out to the side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like so. And then you double this in height, so underneath you add another line of blocks going the full width of the forecastle deck. So from one side to the other, just add a line of blocks all the way out like so, and it should look something like that. And then what we want to do then is go from the underside again. And I just think how we do this. We're going to add a line of blocks, 11 blocks inwards. So I'm just trying to remember how we do this. So if we go from underneath the row we just done, from the outside, so I'm on the left hand side here, we're going to build inwards 11 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then increase that to 3 blocks high or down, basically. So make it so it's down to the deck level. Like so. So it's 11 blocks in, and then from there you want to build forward 5. So on the inside, I go forward 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then inwards towards the centre 6 or 5. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then inwards again. We want 3. So 1, 2, 3 plus a centre block, like so. So there we are. There's the centre block there, and then the wall we just added. We do the same on the other side actually. So same on the other side. We do the same. So from the underneath of the top row. Or the row at the top here, we just build 11 in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then build that down to deck level, like so. So it's like that, and then on the inside again, we build forward. What was it? Forward 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then across 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then forward or back 4, sorry, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 1, 2, 3 across like so. And it should look something like that. And now the walls that we just built, these foundations here on the inside, just increase them to 4 blocks high. So 2, 3, and 4. So it's 4 blocks high all the way around. And when we come to add the deck on top, the deck will sit on top of these inside walls. And everything should be okay. So just do this all by hand for the moment. We wanted it 4 high, didn't we? So let's get that all out of the way. And the last row here. And there we go, there's all those sections added there. So that is how the forecastle, or the entrances to the forecastle underneath, are done. And it should look something like that. These are slightly different to the ones I did on my Titanic. The ones I've done on Titanic were slightly wider here. So this panel here, this wall here, which is 9 wide, I think was a bit wider. Can't quite remember, or at least these walls in here were slightly wider. I can't remember, but it's a slightly different dimension on my Titanic as they are to Britannic, but it doesn't really matter. Now for the forecastle deck, which is the deck which sits up here, we're just going to add blocks, fill it all in with wood. From the basically along the side of that long panel, or that long line of wood blocks we've done before. So you just want to fill in this whole section on top of these walls here as well, all the way forward to the front of the ship, all in wood blocks. So I used the fill tool again, and it should. Oh, that's quicker than I expected. That's that's filled in the deck there. So that's how it should look when you add the top deck. So it sits all the deck sits on top of those inside walls like so. And I should do the other side. And there we go, there's the other side done, and that's the forecastle deck pretty much done for now. And just go on the inside again underneath these walls, and you can see the deck sits on top of all these walls here like that. So that is how that should all be done. And it don't look too bad. So what we're going to do now is go back to the centre block of the back wall here, and we're going to add some stairs. Now if we go from the centre, we count to the 12th block out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And remove 2 white blocks, and then we replace them with wood stairs. So if we can just find the stairs, which are here, and build the stairs going down to the deck below, down to the well deck basically from the forecastle. So just add the stairs like so, and add the supports underneath. So you've got stairs going down, and then you add the balusters going up in rows of 2 like so. So do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So basically like that. So that's the staircases are 2 blocks wide, and I just knocked my notes on the floor, which really don't help. So that's that staircase there. If you want to build the staircase slightly differently, like 1 block forward, I should do it on the other side. So if we do the same on the other side, so count 12 out to the side. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and remove 2 white blocks. And if you want to, you can remove 2 wood blocks and then 2 more white blocks, and have the stairs slightly further forward. So the stairs are being more of the gap, like so. So more of a crevice of the superstructure. It's up to you how you want to do this. I'll just give you this demonstration to sort of give you a vague understanding of what I mean. So there you go, the stairs are slightly forward and more indented with the superstructure, or more indented with the well deck. But it's up to you, or the forecastle deck rather, but it's up to you how you want to do it. So that's that. But what I'll do, I shall carry on using this design on this side. So what I'll do, I'll quickly copy this to the other side, and we'll all be done. So just quickly do copy, hang on, damn it, copy to there, sorry. So we do copy, flip to the right, and then paste. And there we go. That's the same on the other side. So that's the original design I just showed you before I did the indentation design. So the left side is now the same as the right side. So that is the forecastle done for now. There's more detail to go on later on, like the anchors and the cranes, bollards, and all that other guff. But we'll worry about that another day. But as long as we've got the forecastle on and in place, we're okay. So I shall leave that for now. We'll head over to the stern. And we've got to do the same sort of thing there, but the stern of the Britannic is very different to that of the Titanic. So I'm going to start over at the very end of the stern. It takes a long time to get there. I do apologise. And I'm just going to change my notes again. So go right to the end of the stern. And go to the centre block. And let me just change my notes. Bear with me. Right, so what we're going to do now is from the top of the stern, at the back here, so at the very end of the stern, so the top block of the stern, we're going to add another line of wood blocks. And we're going to add a line of 53 wood blocks heading forward. So from the centre here, add 53 again. So I'll measure it again. So that's the first block. And like I say, we want 53 of these wood blocks going all the way forward. And it should line up fine. So how many is that? That is 51. So that's 52 and 53 there. So there we are. That's that all done there. And then underneath that 53rd block, we want to build down in white. So underneath the end block, build down 3 or 4 white blocks like so. And it should look something like that. And then what we want to do is from there, we want to build out. So from the bottom of that line, at pillar of white, build outwards 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that way. And 8 the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that way. So you've got sort of an upside down T. And then at each end of the T, we want to build forward, or build back, sorry, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. And then 9 to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I don't think that's right, but never mind. And then forward 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then outwards 2. So 1 basically. 1 like so. And then what you do, the section from the pillar. Well, actually, I'll do the other side first. So we want to build. What was it? From the other side, it was back 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 out, 4 back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 out to the side like so. Right. So what I was on about. Back to the centre. So from the centre pillar out to the end of the rows of 8, you want to increase the height of the wall to 4 high. So just quickly do that. So 4 high like that, and then I'll do the same the other side as well. Like so, and I'll also change the centre block here to a colour block, so I know that is the centre. So that's the that panel done there to 4 high, and then on the inside, the walls going back, across, and forward again, increase them to 3 high, I think. So just build them to 3 high like so, is it? No, build them to 4 high as well, sorry. So build them 4 high as well. So it's basically 4 high all the way around. And then 4 high out to the side like so, so you're creating an extra pillar of blocks there. And then across the back panel like so. And it should look something like that. So I do the same the other side, so increase them to 4 high again around the little crevices. Lots of clicking involved, but there you go. And then forward, and then out to the side, so 2, and then 4 high out to the side there like so. So you've got a design like that. Now once again, similar to Titanic, but this time I've got the wood decking sitting on top of the walls rather than being in line with it. So the deck is not going to end here. The deck will actually go further forward, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. Right, one more job to do involving these white walls. We're going to add a line going across the top. So where the end of the 8 here is, and then it goes back inwards again. From the end of the 8, you're just going to build a line of blocks in white to create an archway over the crevices like so. So you've got an archway there, and the same on the other side like that. So you've got the indentations there like so. So it looks something like that. And then at each end, from the side of the line of wood blocks, you just want to build a line of wood out to the side. So across the top of the archways out to the side, and when you get to the end just add another white block there like so to create a stopper, and do the same the other side. Add the wood going all the way out to the side, and then a white block at the end, and there we go. And then lastly what you want to do is just add wood blocks from the tip of the stern all the way to this line going across the width of the ship, and once again the deck will sit on top of these inside walls here. So what you want to do now is just, I'll use the fill tool, so basically like I say, from the end of the stern to this line here just fill all in with wood. So I shall do that now with the fill tool, and that's one side there, and then the other side here. Done. There we go. So that's the poop deck done like so, and it looks something like that. Not a lot of difference from the previous video, but at least we've got a deck on it now. So there we go. That is that job done there, and it don't look too bad. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do another jump cut while I work out what to do next, and then we shall move on. So back in a moment. Okay, back again. So what we're going to do now is work on the ship's, well, the beginning of the ship's main superstructure. So what we're going to do, go from the front of the ship again, and go to the back end of the forecastle deck at the top here, and we're going to go down to the central walls underneath here, and from the centre block on the wood we're going to count back to the 29th back. So on the wood, count back, on the centre, 29 back. So that's the first block there, and we're going to count back to the 29th, which is that one there. So that's the 29th back, so I shall put a colour block there to mark the centre, and then what we want to do then is build a wall which is 49 wide. So that is, how far is that? That's 20, 29 either, no, 19 other side, I don't know actually, what's half of 49? 20, so make it 24 either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth block is the end on the corner there, so that should be okay. So that's on the end block there. So do the same the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pissed, doesn't matter, just build it out to the side as far as it'll go, and it should be 49 wide in total, including this grey block here on each end. So that'll make it 49 wide, and then you increase the height of the wall to 6 block high. So you got the line across like so. So that's the beginning of it, and then you increase that to 6 block high. So we'll start on the edge here, and on the top of that grey block just build it 5 high. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the side here it's 6 high. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, make it 6 high. I apologise there, I made a mistake. So make it 6 high, going across like so. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's build it 6 high all the way across to the other side. So I shall use welded it for the main of this, for doing most of it. So 6 high all the way across out to the other side, and I use welded it just to set the quartz, and there we go. So that's it, 6 high all the way across the front like so. And then the next job we want to do is do the sides, and the sides on top of that grey line are going to be 248. So that's the first block there, and I measure from there, and I build it freehand, and then we'll measure it when I get to the end. So we want a line of 248 blocks long. So like I say, I'll do it freehand, and we'll see how we go. La 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 la. Missed one. So like I say, I want 248 when I eventually get to the end. How far is that? That is 109, so still 150 to go. And I'm getting bored of this pretty quickly. Alright, so how far is that? That is 183. Bloody hell. So 248, like I keep saying. How far is that? That is 227. And that is 249. So I've gone over by 1, so that's 248 there. So that's 248 down the side there. And then what you want to do is increase that to the same height as the front wall. So that'll be, increase this to 5 high. So that's 2. If you include the grey line below, so that'll make it 6. So from the grey line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 high, basically the same height as the front wall. So I shall increase that in height all the way down to the front end, and then we shall copy it to the other side. So everything should be okay. So up to that point there, or is it that point? No, down here, isn't it? So I shall set the quartz down there. So set quartz again. That builds the wall there, so that is 6 high and 2, 4, 8 down the side, so it should look something like that. And I just did the same thing down the other side, so I'll use World Edit to do this one. Probably a bit quicker if I just do copy paste, wouldn't it? So you just want the same thing on the other side. So where did I copy from? Down to there, wouldn't it? So like I said, I just copy that to the other side. So do copy, flip to the right, and paste. And there we go, there's the other side done. So that's both sides. And I do apologize for using World Edit in that sort of circumstance, but it was needed. So there we are, that's both side walls done. So they're both 2, 4, 8 blocks long, and whatever height they are, so 6 blocks high in total if you include the white line, the grey line, sorry. So what we're going to do now is go down to the back end of those sides. I'm going to work on the left hand side, but of course it's the same on both sides. So what we're going to do is go to the end of the 2, 4, 8, and we're going to add some windows. We want to add 4. Hang on, I want to add 4. Hang on, is it 4 windows? Yeah, add 4 windows. So we want 4 windows 2 blocks high. So it's 1 window, 2 windows, 3 windows, and 4 windows up to the end of the grey line there. And then at the end of that last window, we want to build up 2 like that in white. So it's up 2 like that, and then up 3. 1, 2, 3. Make it 4 like so. So it's the same height as the side walls like that. So it's up 2 and then up 4 up against those windows. And then what you do, you fill in the gap between the windows, and then you add the line across the top of the windows. Make that 3 high. Like so, and it should look something like that. And then after that you want to add go into the gap underneath here, so you got that from the next line on, so you got that gap there on the inside here. You want to build a 6 block space, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in white, like so, and then increase that to the same height as the other wall. It's a bit confusing where it is. You can just see here from that window you got that row of 2, and then you just go on the inside like so, because it's on a change in design of a change in curve of the hull basically. So you go in 1, and then you add that line of 6 there, and then you increase that to the same height as the wall we just built, like so. And then we want to add some more windows, and we want to add 5 windows, I think. So we add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows like that. And then at the end of the 5 windows we want to add 3 up, so up 1, 2, 3, and then 3 again, 1, 2, 3 like that. So it's continuing the curve basically. So where we've got the sections of the hull going up, it just continues the hull curve up to the top like so. So that is how that is. So that 5th window, you just add white blocks up 3 and then up 3 like so. So it looks something like that. And then between the windows again, add the white line, and across the top of the windows as well, like so. And it should look something like that, so not too bad. And then once again, from the next row in, so from that last pillar there, we add 3 more windows. So we add 1, 2, and 3, those 3 windows there. And then 2 blocks of space, 2 blocks of white at the end, like so. So 3 windows and then 2 blocks of white, like so. And increase the height of those white blocks to the height of the previous wall, like so, like that. And then we add the blocks in between the windows, and then across the top, like so. And it should look something like that. So that's those last windows, like that, and it should look something like that. And I do apologise if I didn't explain that very well, but writing it down is even more difficult. So there we go. So that's that portion all done there. And there's windows added. So I'll do the other side if I can. I'll try and do it as best as I can, and I'll try and speed through it. So you may want to just skip a few minutes while I do this. So we want, there's 4 windows again. So 1, 2, 3, 4 plus the 2, 1, 2, and then up 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, and then space. Fill the spaces like so. So that's the first 4 windows, and then we want to add the 6th space, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and increase the height of that to the previous walls. And then we want to add the last 5 windows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the, what was it, up 3, wasn't it? So up 3, and then up 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and then fill in the spaces again. like so. And then the last 3 windows, of course, we add 1, 2 and 3, and then the 2 block spacer at the end, and then increase that all to the height of the previous wall as well, so it's all the same height. And there we go, there's that side done there. So that's all the windows done there. And apologies that it took so long to do that, but I just wanted to make sure I tried and did it done both sides, and it all looks fine. So that's that bit done there. And just bear with me while I sort out my notes, and we can move on. So bear with me. Right, so what we're going to do now is at the end of the ends of the window. So go back to this. I'm on the left side here, so I work on the left side. It doesn't matter which side you start on, but on the end of the windows panel here, you got this row of 2 here. And what we're going to do is build inwards again. So from the inside along the grey line here, you would build inwards white with a number of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like that. 7 in, and then we want 7 rows of 2. So this will be curve it diagonally back towards the poop deck. So 7 rows of 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like so, and then you want to add 3, 1, 2, 3 like that, and do the same on the other side. So back down to the again, we want to build in 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 7 rows of 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 3, 1, 2, 3, and then at the end of the 3, we want to build a line of blocks going towards the poop deck supports. Build that 21, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, like so. So that's a line of 21. Now this area is sort of debatable whether this line was here or not, because on the original White Star liners, this row of 3 here would be the wall, and it would go right across to the other side there. This central wall here, which I'm adding another line, so I'll do the same on the other side here, add the line of 21. This central wall here is basically where the cargo hatches would go. So if I just warp to Titanic a minute, so if I warp to Titanic, and then, so there's the Titanic we built 2 years ago. So if I just fly to the stern again, which is all the way down the other end, which is bloody typical, and get an idea on how this is originally laid out. So it's not really important, but I just thought I'd point this out. So if we just, here we are, down the back end here. So here's where the rows of 2 are, I can just see down here. So we build in 7 just behind that crane, and then you've got the rows of 2 going out here, and then the wall would go right across to the other side. But on the Britannic, what I'm doing, I'm building all the way back towards the area here, because this area here, this open deck, is actually covered up on Britannic. So that's the reason for that central line there, and it would be where the cargo hatches go. So it's up to you if you want to add those lines, but it's entirely up to you. So I shall walk back, and hopefully the frame rate will catch up. Bear with me. Right, so the frame rate's caught back up again. So like I say, those 2 lines there is up to you if you want to add them. All it means is just when you add the top deck here, you just have a big open space going from one side to the other. I just thought I'd add these walls just to give it a bit different, so it's up to you what you want to do. Now for these walls that we just added, you want to increase them to 4 high. So 1, 2, 3, 4 there. So basically 1 block. Is it 4 high? Yeah, 4 high. So 1, 2, 3, 4 like so. So it's 4 high in total. And when we add the deck will sit on top of these walls. So just build this all the way across to the other side at 4 blocks high. So in total, including the bottom, it'll be 4 blocks high. So when we add the deck, like I say, the deck will sit on top of these walls. Whereas on the Titanic, the deck ended at these walls. So let's say we just add these there. And then I'll use World Edit to do the last bit, sorry. So do set quartz there. So that's one side done there, and it looks something like that. I'll just quickly copy that to the other side, just to save a little bit of time. And hopefully that will all work, so bear with me. So just do quickly copy, flip to the right, and then paste. Oh, piss. Alright, just... really didn't help when I did that. I only did 1 line. Okay, I'll do that again. Alright, do copy from top to bottom, and then try again. So is that the red block? Yep. So I do copy, flip, paste. There we go. So there we are. Both sides done there. And there we go. That's the the back wall's done there. And if you want to carry on with the Titanic design, you just remove these two walls of 21 across, and instead from the rows of 3 going inwards, you just continue the line across like so. So it's entirely optional what you want to do, but this is sort of where the similarities with Titanic ends. So there we go. It's up to you. If you want to add these lines here, it's up to you. If you don't want to, then just continue the line across like so. But it's just an option, so no big deal. Alright, so the last job for the moment, what we're going to do is go back to the sides again, on the ends where the windows are, and one block down from the top, so the walls at the side here, just one block down from the top there. We're going to build a line going back towards the poop deck. We're going to build a line of 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like so. And then on the inside of that, we want to build 13, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then 8 again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like so. And then in the space, what you can do is just add a few extra blocks, like so. So I think that's how it goes. But if you want to, you can carry on that design. But say that would be where the open it bit. So build at 8 and increase it to 10 if you like, and then fill in the gap underneath by 2 blocks. So I'll do the same on the other side. So build 8, so 1 down from the top, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 8, whatever, so it was 8. I keep getting things confused, so it was 8, and then just this row of 2 here, just increase that to the height underneath like so. And you got those 2 areas there, and then underneath that row we just built, just build the line, doing the same thing again, so it's underneath rather than on top. So these 2 lines here will be 1 block lower than the side walls. So just carry on building these all the way to the back end, like so, and then do the same the other side. And there we go, that's the those bits done there. And then for the pillars, if I look on the prototype, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pillars we want, and I think they're every 4th block. So if we just go back to the end where the windows are, we'll leave a 4 block gap, so 3 block gap, sorry, so 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th block add a pillar, and then 1, 2, 3, on the 4th block add another pillar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 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 pillar. So there we are, there's our, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pillars, and they're in place like so. And then at each end of the pillars, or each end, we just add a stair block there for the curve, and the same the other side there like that, and that creates the open promenade appearance like so. So just do the same the other side. So every 4th block on the top of the grey line go a pillar, so pillar 1, 2, 3, 4, 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 pillar, and then the stair blocks at each end like so. And there we are, that's the open area on the stern there, so that's that job done. And then what we want to do now is to add the deck, and this deck will go from the poop deck here all the way to the front wall that we built earlier on. And when you add the deck, if we go from the back end here, the deck will sit on top of the walls we just added. So just basically continuing the poop deck all the way forward until you get to the front wall. Now when you get to the front wall and along the sides here, the deck will be 1 block below the top because of the change in height of the superstructure here. So like I say, that when you continue that deck all the way forward, it will be 1 block below the top of the front wall, but that's no big deal because that's how it's meant to be. So I shall use the fill tool now to fill in the deck, so bear with me on this one. So fill wood by 3000 and see how long it takes. Hopefully it won't take long, but you know how these things are. Right, okay, so there's the deck added. That was quicker than I expected, and it's gone all the way forward, and as you can see the deck has continued from the poop deck over the top of the inside walls in here, so it looks all something like that. And then when it goes down along the main deck or along the top of the area, you can see it's 1 block below the top of the side walls, which is how it should be. So when we come to build the next deck, the deck will sit, or the windows of the next deck will sit on top of this side wall. So I just look down the side and make sure the deck is all added, and that is fine. And it doesn't look too bad. So that's that little job done there. And then for the last job of today, you can start adding the side portholes, and I'm going to add these every 5th block basically. So along the top of the grey line, we'll add a window basically as portholes. So every sort of 5th block, just add a window. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So every, like I say, every 5th block, just add a porthole along the side, and then do the same the other side. It's basically up to the windows along the side, so it's not going to be too bad. So I just quickly correct what I've made. This may be the last job of today, I've not decided, but just get these windows out of the way, and everything should all fall into place. If they haven't, I apologise, but just get these things out of the way. There's these little details which make a difference but are a real pain in the ass to put together. Not because of how complex they are, it's just that they're so mundane and nearly pointless, but just get these windows in anyway, and hopefully we will get there. Oh, balls, missed one already. We're nearly there. No, still miles away. And I'm still making mistakes. Wrong colour. And now we're nearly there. Yep, we're nearly there. So one more porthole, I think. And there we go. So there's the portholes along the side, on top of the grey line, up to the windows there. So that is how they should look. You can see you just got portholes evenly spaced. Although they weren't on the real ship, but I do on my ships because I can't be asked to do anything detailed. And what I do, I quickly copy those portholes to the other side, and try and get everything all lined up there. So hopefully things will work out. So just copy to that point there, and we'll do copy, flip, paste, and that should be the windows on the other side as well. And yeah, that's fine. So there's all the portholes in place on both sides, and that's pretty much it. I don't think I really want to do any more today, but let me just think about it. No, I think we'll call it a day now, because we're about 40 minutes into this video, so I've got enough done anyway, so I'm sort of up to the same process as I've done with my Titanic, although slightly rearranged, but anyway. So that is part 3 done. So for part 4, we'll get the next 2 decks of the superstructure done, which will be the promenade deck and the boat deck. And then we shall work on the next part. So yeah, I've got enough done today. So you definitely got the beginnings of the ship done there. A couple more decks, and the ship will have sort of more of its recognisable features, but you know, gonna take a little bit of time. But we'll leave it at that. So this is Rich signing off, logging off, and disappearing, and I shall return in part 4. So bye for now.